know and I know whipping means crying. But it ain't the pain, and it ain't the hurt. It's the shame of it. That's what gets me. Once when I fell out of the loft and busted my arm, did I cry? I sure hurt a lot, but I didn't cry, did I? I ain't so unreasonable I can't see what I done was a fool thing. But I ain't no use to them, and I got no use for them. Took me in an orphan, hoping I'd grow up useful, but I ain't. And I never had no proper clothes for a boy, excepting these, and they was even once the old man's. Fact is, I'm just a thorn in their side. And I hate them. I hate them both.
Howdy, boy. Come on in, boy. Oh, come on. Doggone. Come on, boy. Come on. Come in, boy. Sit down. You ain't one of them treadable young'uns, are you? Let me see. No. So they all got that stuck out lower lip. You ain't. You see, I most always sit here. That's so I can see folks are coming before they sees me.
Your book's upside down.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Well, that's 'cause I got upside down eyes.
What's that supposed to mean? Upside down eyes.
Well, you see, boy, when the Lord made me, he made a little mistake. He got my eyes in upside down, see? Now, you see, forget it. I say, you sitting there, and me sitting here, you see, and me looking at you. Now, as far as you is concerned, you might just as well be sitting on a cloud. What's your name, boy? Where you from?
My name's George Mellish.
Mellish, I don't know. Mellish. You know, where's all your folks?
Dead?
Dead? Well, that's too bad, boy. Yeah, that. But then the good Lord giveth, and the good Lord taketh away. I bet you're hungry.
Yes, sir.
Well, you come on in the house, boy. You come on in the house, I'll give you more bitter than you can eat in a week. Come on, boy. Ain't it gorgeous? It wasn't always gorgeous like this. No. No, in them days, this here place, it was ugly. It was clean, yes, sir. It looked like paint and smelled like soap. Yes, in them days, it was, get that mud off your dirty boots before you come into my clean kitchen. Well, she died. Yeah, she died. She was a mean woman anyhow. I reckon that was 'cause she didn't have no children to kind of soften her up, you know. Go on, sit down, boy, sit down. There, sit right here, yeah. There's some pone, there's some lasses. You know, since the funeral, I ain't done one single solitary doggone thing I didn't want to do. Come on, boy, eat some of your pone. Pour some lasses on it. You know, I bet you didn't understand the word I was saying to you, did you, huh? Oh, of course not. You was just a young fella. You never suffered like I have from a clean woman.
Well, sir, in a manner of speaking, I have.
Good day in the morning. You ain't married, are you?
Married? No, sir, I ain't but 12. Well, my ma neither. Was folks took me in after my own ma died.
Oh, yeah. And they were so clean you just up and run away, huh?
Well, they was clean, all right. But I gotta tell you true. I wasn't what you'd call a good boy. I used to try to be good. When I'd say my prayers at night, and then when I'd wake up the next morning, I'd say to myself, now today, George, I'm gonna be as good as gold.
Sure. And them was the very days when you'd act a fool, huh?
Yeah, kick over the milk bucket.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I used to do. Still do.
And drop the eggs.
Time and time again.
And leave things in the road.
You know something, boy? You was a fool. Yes, it sticks out on you just like a cut snout on a hog. You were just a plain fool.
Yes, sir.
And stop calling me sir. My full name is Dirty James Jellin. But lately, nobody don't call me nothing but Dirty. I don't know why. Let's got the coffee's boiling over. all stranger ever come into this here house, that cat took to that away. That's a sign, boy. You and him is going to be great friends. Yes, sir. Great friends.
I hadn't thought about staying.
Well, you ain't planning to eat up all my victuals and just walk right out of here, is you? Is you? I didn't mean to talk rough to you like that. Of course, I know you got to get out of here sooner or later. You know you got to go out in the world, make your fortune and all like this and that. But you wouldn't get out of here and leave an old man all alone, would you? No sooner than you get here.
Well, I'd be proud to visit for a few days.
Hot diggity dog, boy. Yeah, you and me, we gonna have a high old time. Yes, sir. We gonna kick the bottom right out of the bucket. Right out the bucket. Yeah. You and me, we're gonna have just a little drop of liquor just to celebrate the occasion.
Oh, no, sir, I couldn't do that, no.
What's the matter? That's good liquor.
Well, sir, you see, I've taken the pledge.
You taking the pledge, and I taking the liquor.
Jim? Jim?
Well, yeah, what?
Jim? What you say to do today?
Well, will you please stop asking me silly questions like that? 2 weeks now you've been here, and all I get is when to do this, why to do this, where to do this, do that, don't do this, do that. Boy, whatever you're doing, and I hope it's nothing, you keep right on doing it. Where'd you get that broom?
I found it under your bed.
Did you? Well, give it here. Give it here. Boy, you were ruined. You were spoiled for manhood. If anybody had ever told me that I would live to see the day when I would see a red-blooded boy sweep me up a room, I'd have called him a liar. Right to his face. And the fool killer's bound to get you, sure. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he wasn't lurking outside right now. He's waiting to pounce on you.
Who?
Who? The fool killer. That's who.
Who's the fool killer?
He's a great tall fella. 8 feet tall, I reckon, tall and skinny. And he goes around, he carries a chopper so sharp. So sharp, it'll cut through a fence post just like a cigar.
What's the chopper for?
For chopping pools, of course.
Now, what's he want to go and do that for?
Well, that's his line of work, boy. That's all. That's just his line of work. You see, boy, you see, when the fool gets too thick in a particular spot, the fool killer, he stirs up a war. You may hear tell about how the boys in blue won the war, and they saved the Union, and they freed the slaves, and all like this and that. I ain't saying that's a lie. But what I am saying is that war sure killed off a monstrous passel of fools. The Lord, he made dogs for killing cats, cats for killing rats, rats for gnawing victuals, and folks to eat the victuals. And then he made the fool killer for killing the fools.
Jim?
Did it scare you, boy? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I just come in here to see if you was all right, that's all.
The fool killer. Is he real?
Oh, he's real, all right. I'm going to tell you about a fool I knowed one. And about the first time he met up with the fool killer. You see, boy, this here fool, he was a fool right from the time he was a young'un, you know, so he couldn't help himself, you know. He was very much like you, boy. His head crammed full of the doggonest notions ever you hear tell of. One day he even got some chicken feathers and sewed them onto his sleeve. And he jumped off the barn roof 'cause somebody told him he could fly. That was the first time the fool killer come hunting him out. Fool killer come, walk round the bed. Fool killer spit on his thumb, felt the edge of his chopper. Fool killer just stood there, staring down at the boy.
Why?
Fool killer figured he was a little green yet, you know. He figured if he waited a little while, that he would get to be even a bigger fool. More ripe for chopping.
Ever see him again?
2-3 times, maybe. Last time was when the poor fool hitched up the old mare to the buggy and drove a widow lady into town, into the justice of the peace, for to get married. That night, that's when it happened. There he was, all tucked up nice and cozy in the widow's bed. Well, what you reckon he hear outside, under his window?
Fool? I'm a-coming for you, fool. Fool, I'm here.
Yes, sir. There stood the fool killer right in the room, leaning over the bed, his chopper gleaming in his hand. If I'd known this here was gonna happen, I'd have chopped you down a long time ago. But now you got yourself married to a good, clean, church-going woman. And anything I could do to you, compared to what she's gonna do to you, would be child's play. And he just disappeared, that's all.
You reckon the fool killer be back for you?
For me? Oh, shucks, boy. I'm 70, 80, 90, I don't know. Well, the Lord knows how old I is. But there's one sure thing. Even he come or even he don't. It don't make a bit of difference to me. Boy, you look kind of poorly. Yes, sir, you sure do look kind of poorly. You know something? You get a good sleep now, get a good rest. Save your strength. 'Cause you and me, we gotta go into town tomorrow. Rock of ages cleft for me. Let me hide myself in thee. Yeah. That's the second time you done that, boy. What's wrong with you? Your feet getting your way?
I don't know. I think I feel poorly.
Yeah.
Jim, I don't want to go into town. I purely don't want to go.
Oh, you hush your mouth, boy. Don't talk silly like that. I ain't gonna leave you, boy. I'm gonna take care of you. I ain't never gonna leave you.
Promise me, Jim? Promise?
Sure. Yeah, boy. Come on.
James Jellison.
Well, hardly over. You know, I doggone you miss seeing you.
Don't you run from me, James Jellison.
She spells trouble. I feel it. But things is all going woozy and jumbled in my head. Just was I hear telling Jim it was the death of his sister. And he's aiming to do the same with me. Even threatening him with jail. And I'm too sick to even stay on my feet. I'm half scared to open my eyes. Scared that ton of woman's gonna come down on me again. She is.
Your medicine, boy.
What's this?
My name's Blessing Angelina Fanshawe. I got a boil where I sit down. My mama can't make up her mind whether it's bad blood or the meanness coming out. This is my dolly. She comes all the way from Paris, France. Ain't she beautiful?
What's that for?
I'm going to lend her to you.
I don't want no...
Think you don't. You just think you don't. You can tell her secrets.
How's that?
Whenever I got a secret, I tell it to her right away. Then when Mama asks me, I haven't got it no more.
That don't make no sense at all.
But it works just the same. That way Mom don't find out things.
You mean you tell your mama lies?
I can't tell her my secrets when I haven't got them anymore. Cat Eye?
You're just a common garden liar.
Well, don't you call me no liar. You don't deserve no help, you slimy serpent.
Wait.
My father's the constable, and he's going to find out where you come from. That's where he's going to send you back to. You going to run away again?
Ain't nobody gonna send me back.
How are you going to run away without no clothes?
Do you know where my clothes is at?
None of your beeswax.
Would you get them for me?
Maybe. What would you do for me?
What would you want?
Yes.
I can't.
Sure you can't, 'cause it's a secret. Guess I'll have to tell Secret, and she'll tell you.
The Secret ain't saying a word.
She ain't? You sure she ain't?
Well, she wouldn't anyway. Maybe you better tell him.
Then close your eyes. I'm the only girl in the 5th grade who ain't been kissed.
First woman I ever did kiss. Funny, it didn't bother me no more than it would to spit. Come on in. I'd begun to think you was never coming.
Shh. It's the witching hour.
Where's your broomstick?
Listen to me. I hear my pa say he's going to have you back where you first come from before you can bat an eye. So you better get going while the going's good. I brought your clothes, a jacket, and a pair of shoes.
Oh, thank you, Blessing.
I'll probably go to jail for aiding a criminal, but I don't care.
Will you get a licking?
Probably not while I got this boil.
You've been real good to me, Blessing Angelina. You can turn around now.
Put out the light. Follow me. That's the way.
Would you care to have me kiss you once more before I leave?
Seems like you're getting mushy on me.
What?
You just get along out of here, boy, before I say something I'll be sorry for.
Goodbye, Mushy.
He could have turned back. He never even turned back.
Fool killer.
What's your boy? What's your name? Where do you come from?
Who do you think you are anyway? That's the middle I am where I'm from. When I lost you, I like to live. If you think you're going to send me back, you got yourself nothing coming. Because I know it and I ain't gonna know.
Quiet! Quiet! Hush. Hush.
You give me your cover. I'm obliged. I hope you wasn't cold. Ain't you having any? Do you know of a spring or creek around here where I could get myself something to drink? I could go right on and never go back to where he is again. I could do that. Tain't as if it looks like he'd miss my company. Wouldn't cost him nothing to open his mouth and say a few words. But then again, I don't know. These things you can feel the feel going right through you. Like the ground that's warm with the sun. Like his hand touching you. So that right away the warmth comes back inside you. Like you'd most slipped off a barn roof and was catched. My name's George Mellish, and I'm heading west. I reckon I cut up pretty foolish last night, and ask your pardon.
I ask your pardon, too.
What for?
Last night I come at you rough. Ask you questions wasn't none of my business. Your answer was to hit me a lick. I wouldn't ask a grown man his personal business, any more than I expect him to ask me. And I got no right to ask you just because you was a boy. So, I ask your pardon. Since you told me your name fair and square, tell you mine good as I can. Call me Milo. Milo Bogardus. Well, good luck.
Thank you. Milo?
Milo ain't my true name.
It ain't?
No, sir. 'Twas a name took off a dead feller and give to me.
I surely never heard of such a thing. What you doing?
Going swimming?
Swimming?
Right.
Well, it ain't hardly spring yet. I never heard a grown person think of such a thing.
I'm grown. And I thought of it.
Did you ever see the ocean?
Mm-hmm.
I never did. What's it like?
Oh, gray and black, purple, blue, and green. Calm, fearful, and quiet. You could look at it forever and never get tired.
Which one was it you seen? The Atlantic or the Pacific?
The Gulf of Mexico.
I am to see the Pacific. Main reason I'm going west is prospecting for gold.
Why?
Why? Well, you strike it rich and get a great mansion and a carriage and pair and a diamond ring. And wouldn't it be great to strike it rich?
No.
No? Well, what would you like then?
I like to eat when I'm hungry. Talk to folks when I want to and not when I don't. And see the world. I can feel the grass growing beneath me. I can feel the sun and the stars spinning around me.
I got an ant on my big toe. I run away. It wasn't my own folks I run from. Those folks took me in after my own folks died. I was running away again when I met up with you.
I reckon you had reasons.
Did you ever hear tell of the Fool Killer?
What's that?
Fool Killer's a great giant. With a chopper. And if you're foolish, comes and chops you. Chops you for a fool. I've done things. Not sweeping a dirty floor. I left a churn in the middle of a road and a wagon wheel came over it. I sure done things. You reckon I'm something extra of a fool? Is there a real fool killer? Is there?
I don't know.
I'm cold.
Take my coat. Like to come along with me a ways?
Which direction you headed?
West.
I'd sure admire to. Was going to tell me how it was.
Well, I'm a man who's got no history. Like I was born full growed. Like I was never born of woman at all. But come straight from God's hand. A finished man. Unknown as a child. That's how it was when I come to in the hospital. First thing I knowed when I knowed anything at all, was pain. Pain. Like two armies inside my head trying to push the sides apart. When it let up some, I seen I was in a great long room with white windows. I felt heat beating down through the roof. There was rows of beds to the left and right and across from me. Men and women moving back and forth among them. One of them had stopped by my bed to tend me and say words, but I couldn't make out anything what they meant. Sights and sounds and moving. Just pain is all the meaning they had to me. Men and women went among the beds in that place trying to stop the pain. Like a line of foolish children joins hands to stop the tide of the ocean. But the pain come and come. Like the tide, they couldn't stop it. There was pain for all. When I begun to move around, tending them sicker than me, I found out something. I found out I'd been given a gift, which is to take away pain. Sometimes I could do it with a look, or by the touch of my hand. Sometimes the pain would pass out of the other fellow through me and go away. It all come about in the war. When I got this here, it knocked me so that I couldn't remember anything that ever happened in my life before, or even my own name. So when the fella in the bed next to me died, the folks in the hospital just taken his name and give it to me for mine.
Was you wounded in battle?
So they told me. I never knowed.
Couldn't you remember no fighting or nothing?
No, not a blame thing.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
I surely never heard of such a thing. Well, how could a grown person forget all that?
Well, I don't rightly know.
Milo, a town. Must be the Sunday, all them people.
And a preacher telling a man is born in sin. Me, I don't cotton to that idea. We're all God's creatures, every one. Come from his hand the way he made us. Only cities and fancy clothes and houses and railroad trains, things like that, often come between us and God and cause us kind of to lose track of him. And the one should be helping folks find their way back to God. Preachers, I mean. You're so busy telling them how sinful they are and how they're going to hell if they don't repent. Folks often get tangled up worse than ever.
Milo, couldn't we go down for just a bit?
Strange cities and strange houses is the place of my enemies, George.
Milo?
Quiet, boy.
Milo?
They're near. My enemies.
Ain't nothing but open country for miles. Not a soul except us. I do something wrong, Milo?
They're near. I feel it. I always can.
Milo, if all men's your brothers, how come some's your enemies?
Cain and Abel was brothers, wasn't they?
Milo? 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 I thought you were gonna die.
No, I wasn't nowhere near dead. I seen God. And he was like a light. Nothing but one big cloud of light, the brightest anyone ever seen. 'Twas a regular glory. Was a regular glory. You know what, George? You could be my brother. My brother, and you wouldn't know, because you'd been too little to remember when I went off to war. For all we know, you could be my brother.
I wish I was. But I never had no brother. I wish I was, Milo.
It ain't but a camp meeting, George. It's nothing but preaching and hymn singing. Fixing to listen to what a sinner you are and then go up and get yourself saved, is that it? Why do you want to go?
Because I never seen nothing like it before. And we ain't been around any folks in a long time.
All right. All right, we'll go.
Sing
darkness gathers, the peaceful creatures of the day give way to savage prowlers of the night. The lion, the tiger, the wolf, the sinner! Sinners, fools. How do you sleep at night? Do you wake from nightmares and wonder if the fires of hell is waiting to swallow you? Do you hear rustlings and rumblings in the bushes? Do you hear whisperings? And then don't you wonder, ain't they the hounds of hell are sneaking after you? Do you hear the sound of footsteps sneaking nearer? And then don't you wonder, ain't they the evil one a-comin', a-comin', a-comin' for you?
It's the truth!
Fools! Sinners! Sinner, you piles up silver and gold to build mansions. You bolt your door with bolts of iron, yes you do. Drinks liquor, smokes tobacco, and your pleasure's the flesh. Now, don't you do that. Don't you pleasure the flesh. Think of what your Savior bore in the gloomy garden, sweating blood from every pore to procure thy pardon. See him stretched upon the wood, bleeding, grieving, crying, suffering all the wrath of God, groaning, gasping, dying. Oh, we got sinners here. Oh, we got fools here. Which one of you's come to mock and scoff? Which one of you's the profit maker? Which one of you's the liquor swiller? Which one of you's the wife beater? I tell you this, we got 'em all here. Ain't we got 'em here? Ain't we? Ain't we? Ain't we? You know what else we got? Sins that's scarlet. Sins red like crimson. Sins are mortifying the flesh. Harlots, seducers, women who lie down with the devil, women who paint their lips and paint their cheeks, and their kisses burn, and their kisses chill, and their kisses drag down to hell. The day of reckoning is at hand. Glory, glory to the Lamb. Glory, 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 sinful soul.
Don't throw me down into hell!
Let me hear you say it, young sinner. Say glory.
Glory!
Say glory.
Glory!
Say glory.
Glory! Glory! Glory!
Milo?
It's murder! He's been murdered!
Preacher?
He struck down with his own axe.
Get back!
It's murder! He's been murdered!
Oh!
They say it's the preacher.
It's murder! He's been murdered! The preacher!
It's the preacher. Not for sure. There ain't no face.
It's the preacher, Mom!
He's been killed with an axe.
He's in his tent now. Come on. Did you hear what happened to the preacher? He's over in his tent. Why didn't you go look at him? Mom! Mom! It's the preacher!
Milo? Nothing here. Wouldn't blame him if he left me. Me doing what he didn't want me to do. Wouldn't blame him if he was pure disgusted and went and rid himself of me for what I'd done. Getting saved. I don't feel born again at all, getting saved. Just don't feel no different. Not at all. I sure done a fool thing again. Milo?
Milo! 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 Milo!
I've got to tell you this. I know I'll go to hell saying it, but I'd rather Milo was killed. Yes, I would. And laying dead somewhere that he just lit out and left me without even saying no goodbyes. He could have told me he couldn't stand to have me around no more. He could have told me.
Haven't seen you in town before. You visited here in town?
No. Looking for work. You know of any?
I might. Come along. Come along. Come on. Plan to stay long?
I don't know.
Looks to me like you could use a proper meal. I've got a supper cooking on the stove now. Come on. You traveling alone?
Yes, sir.
Come on in. Sit. What's your name?
George. George Mellish.
Where you from, George?
A long ways off.
And where you going?
Haven't set my mind exactly.
If you ever think of resting in a place for a while, we might need a boy to help out round here. Does that interest you, George?
Where you going?
Tell my husband. You and he can talk. See if you take a shine to each other.
I hear my pa say he's going to have you back where you first come from before you can bat an eye. So you better get going while the going's good.
The fool killer is a man. He is of the male sex. Whereas a good, clean, church-going woman can make him look like a babe in arms.
Strange cities and strange houses is a place of my enemies, George.
I ain't staying, Milo.
Hey, boy! You leaving? Why?
Strange cities and strange houses is the place of my enemies.
My wife says your name is George.
George Mellish.
I'm Sam Dodd. Where you heading? West?
Yes. And I mean to get there as soon as I can.
All right. But, sit a minute. Catch your breath. just came to see if he was all right.
Mr. Dodd? Did you hear it?
Hear what?
Marla's flute.
Well, who's Milo?
Nobody you'd know. Man who plays the flute is all.
Get some more sleep, George. Good night.
Good night.
Go ahead, George. What were you saying?
Well, there was this Indian massacre. And that's how my folks was killed.
Were you there?
Right in the middle of it.
Indians whooping and hollering and all like that, was it?
And shooting off arrows and a scalp, and like you wouldn't believe, golden curls all over the ground. And when it was over, the wagon was burned to a cinder. And that's how I became an orphan. I'll go.
George, that ain't true.
Tis. Well, I can't help it if you don't believe me.
Oh, yes, you can.
You wouldn't ask no gold man the questions you've been asking me. You got no right to...
I got the right to ask questions I wouldn't ask a man, because you ain't a man. I guess what I most got to know is this. Is it the truth your folks is dead?
Yes, sir.
Honest and true?
Yes, sir. Mr. Dodd? The reason I told you about the Indian massacre was purely a lie. My folks just died. That's all. Just died. When I tell folks that, they worry about it and ask questions. That's all that happened to them. He just died.
Thank you for telling me.
George? George?
Yes, sir?
How was the swim?
I swam.
Were any of the other boys there? George? Oh, my goodness. There were other boys there. Well, sit down. You heard?
Yes, sir.
Who won?
He did.
Who?
Some fellow named Lem something.
Lem Stable. He's at least 2 years older than you. You give him something to remember?
Bloody nose, maybe a loose tooth.
Well, that's a start. He'll think twice before picking on you again.
Miss Dodd, you think it was a fool thing I done? Fighting a fella bigger than me, I mean.
No. I guess a boy always has to fight his way when he comes to a strange town.
I guess so.
George, you've been stealing candy.
I?
You have, George.
Who's gonna pay for it?
I ain't no thief. I may be an orphan, had a ragtag bobtail, but I ain't no thief.
I got along before and I can get along again.
Over my knee, George. Come on.
You ain't my pa.
Never said I was. Lay over my knee.
I won't.
You will, George.
Now listen, George. It isn't easy to give someone a licking when you're not naturally mean and you know it's right. It's not you I'm feeling sorry for. It's Mr. Dodd. You got a licking a boy could be proud of.
I really did.
I saw Mr. Dodd when he came up here. And I saw him when he came down, and he didn't look like he enjoyed himself any more than you. I want to tell you something, George. A long time ago, Mr. Dodd and me had a baby. It died. And for a long time, it seemed like the Lord didn't want to send us no more. I just want you to know how things was before you come. It's just that I've got a feeling that the Lord sent you to Mr. Dodd and me to keep you for hours. I know it ain't sensible, but...
'Tis too sensible. Milo? Milo?
Milo, where you been all this time? Where did you go?
North for a while.
I mean, after the meeting. What happened to you?
What meeting?
Why, the camp meeting. Where'd you go? I thought maybe you was dead. Maybe you was mad at me and didn't want me around no more.
I wasn't mad at you.
I thought you'd forgot me.
No, sure not, George. I couldn't have forgot you. You and me was... well, was most like brothers, wasn't we? you been?
I've been taken in by folks. Their name's Mr. and Mrs. Dodd. They runs a store, and I works in it. Milo, I want you to come and meet them. They's awful nice folks. And you'll like them just fine. I want you to come and meet them, Milo. Miss Dodd'd be proud to have you for supper. I know.
No.
Oh, but you wouldn't have to stay the night if you didn't want.
No.
Milo, it ain't like you think.
Tell me how it ain't.
They ain't enemies. They've been good to me. They never asked me no questions much. Or tried to send me back nowheres. Milo, please come back with me. Please come back, Milo. Please.
All right, George.
Bless, O Lord, this food to our use, and us to thy loving service, through Christ our Lord.
Milo? You feeling all right, Milo?
It's an accident. No bother.
Bless, O Lord, this food to our use, and us to thy loving service, through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
I reckon you see a great many interesting things traveling around the way you do, Mr. Bogardus.
Yes, sometimes I do.
I mean, I always wanted to visit Chicago. But every time it looks like I might, something or other comes up. You ever been there?
No.
But Milo, strange cities and strange houses.
Mind you, I wouldn't want to live in Chicago. Just take a look at it and come back home.
Well, you got things all around you here that them folks up there never even dreamed of.
Why, I never thought about it that way, but that's true. But a town of this size, we don't get much excitement, that's sure. Somebody's cow has twin calves. It makes a 9-day wonder for us.
But the only excitement we had in a year was the revival out to Tucker's Grove. It ended with the preacher getting killed with an axe. You tell Mr. Bogardus about it, George?
For a time, they thought they got the one who done it. A man named Whiskey Pete.
Well, they was wrong. They had to let him go. And to this day, nobody knows who done it.
I know. I know who done it.
Who?
The Fool Killer.
Who's that, George?
The Fool Killer's a giant. He's 8 foot tall. The Fool Killer, he carries a chopper. And with this chopper, the Fool Killer chops up fools.
George.
Well, like he took his chopper to the Reverend Spots and killed him.
Never heard you so wrought up, George. Almost think you believe that story.
Ain't you never felt like there was some sort of something like the Fool Killer? Ain't you never done things you'd know was just plain foolish and felt like you was gonna have to pay the price? Something awful coming after you.
I believe it's a person's conscience makes him feel that way.
But how can you tell? How do you know? You never seen God, but you believe in him. How do you know they ain't a Fool Killer just the same way?
Now, that's enough. Don't talk wild.
I thank you for the supper. When are you going to tell them, George?
About your enemies? I'd never tell them that. You used to trust me, Milo. What's the matter? What did I
When are
do?
you going to tell them that you're coming with me?
Oh, Milo. These things you don't know make it terrible hard.
What things?
Things they done for me.
Say it out, George. You ain't coming with me.
Milo, listen a minute. Don't be mad at me, Milo. I can't stand it when you are.
Well, stay with them then.
What'd you go off and leave me for?
You never even gave me to Warden.
Never even said goodbye.
You changed. They taken you and changed you. You got the mark of cities and houses and men on you.
Milo.
Why don't you get undressed? Get into bed.
Good night.
They changed you. They'd taken you and changed you.
No!
Please, Mr. Dodd. I'll never know why Milo jumped. Was it the hurt I'd done him? Or was it for me? Or was it just that he'd come to the end? I'll never know. I gotta say it. Things is gonna be too peaceful. And when things get too peaceful, they get downright uninteresting. And me being someone who strange things is always happening in his life. Being sick gives you time to remember. And remembering, I just can't help get an awful restless feeling. And even though Mr. and Mrs. Dodd been so good to me, could be I'll start thinking of all the things I ain't yet seen. And I might just have to hit the road again.
The Lord, he made dogs for killing cats, cats for killing rats, rats for gnawing victuals, and folks to eat the victuals. And then he made the food killer for killing food. So just remember this, boy. Wherever you go, whatever you do, never praise the fool.